What is up, guys? Kid Critic is back with another video, and I thought since I've missed out on reviewing on a bunch of movies this year, I thought why not make a longer video where I do short reviews that are going to be on every movie that I missed out on reviewing, and it's going to be 16 movies, and the first movie that I will be reviewing will start in 3, 2, 1, now.
I have seen gods fly. I've seen men build weapons that I couldn't even imagine. I've seen aliens drop from the sky.
Yeah.
But I have never seen anything like this. How much more are you hiding?
So the first movie that I'll be reviewing is Black Panther, which is directed by Ryan Coogler and stars Chadwick Boseman. And I absolutely love this movie, and the number one thing that I love that Ryan Coogler did is that he made Wakanda look beautiful, like the futuristic feel, and how it also still felt like Wakanda had that African culture in it, which I loved about it. Wakanda just looked great, and the setting just came alive, and I absolutely loved that about this movie. I enjoyed all the performances. Chadwick Boseman was awesome as T'Challa, and an aspect that I loved about the character of T'Challa is that he's trying to be such a good king like his father, but then he realizes the flaws that every good king has, and that a king must make mistakes to be a good king, and I absolutely loved that about his character. And Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger was phenomenal. His motivation was very believable, and his performance only enhances the character. Yeah, some of the story elements were a bit predictable and it was kind of generic, but I didn't really care. This movie was awesome, and I want to give this movie a 4.4 out of 5 Fernies.
Can you describe its form?
No.
Start from the beginning.
Annihilation is directed by Alex Garland and stars Natalie Portman. Heading into this movie, I was very excited to see it because I loved Ex Machina, which was directed by Alex Garland, and I absolutely loved this movie. I loved the sci-fi element of this meteor thing landing on Earth, creating this force field around it, and how it's expanding and how it's a threat to humanity, and how it's from a different realm and how it's so unknown. I love that aspect of the film. Garland also balanced the sci-fi element with a more suspense and thriller element of the film, and I thought it worked very well. The cast did really good in the movie. They made you care for their characters throughout the whole entire movie. The movie also looks beautiful, especially once you enter that force field thing. The setting looks awesome, and with that said, guys, I'm going to give this movie a 4.8 out of 5 Fernies.
My name's Simon. For the most part, my life is totally normal. I have a family that I actually like, and there's my friends. We do everything friends do. We drink way too much iced coffee, while gorging on carbs. So, I'm just like you, except I have one huge-ass secret.
Hey! I like your boots! I said I like your boots! Goodbye!
Nobody knows I'm gay.
Love, Simon is directed by Greg Berlanti and stars Nick Robinson. Now, I came out of this film absolutely loving it, and the number one thing that this movie did beautifully is that the character that Nick Robinson plays, and he played him magnificently, is that he's a person that's trying to show his true colors, but he's scared because he doesn't know if his society is going to accept him or not, and that was kind of the main theme throughout the whole film. And I thought, and once he comes out to be his true self, that scene, when it happens, it just makes it even more emotional and impactful, and I absolutely loved it. The rest of the performances I thought were really good. I thought Jennifer Garner, who played his mom, did an awesome job. Even Josh Duhamel, who I've seen him in a couple things, and I like him as an actor. I thought he did amazing as his dad. With that said, guys, I'm going to give this movie a 4.8 out of 5 Fernies. I absolutely love this movie.
A whole virtual universe. People come to the Oasis for all the things they can do. But they stay because of all the things they can be.
Now, I came out of this movie really enjoying it, and the thing that I loved most about this movie is that the land of the Oasis, it's like full of nostalgia, and I love it. Especially like the last battle scene, and you kind of see parts of the trailer, like you see Freddy Krueger in there getting some action. Oh, it's beautiful and it looks amazing, and I loved that part of the movie. And there's so many Easter eggs hinted throughout the film from very popular movies throughout the years, and I love that Spielberg put that in, and it didn't feel forced, and it felt very natural, and it fit into the story. Ty Sheridan also did a good job on playing Wade. I did believe his motivation on completing the mission of finding all 3 keys was very believable, and I did enjoy watching his characters on screen. I did think some of the story elements were a bit predictable, and I thought the villain wasn't very menacing, but I thought Ben Mendelsohn did play him very well. And with that said, guys, I'm going to give this movie a 4.2 out of 5 Fernies. A Quiet Place is directed by John Krasinski and also stars John Krasinski and Emily Blunt. Now, I came out of this movie absolutely adoring this film, and John Krasinski had a very daunting task at his hands, and he did it very well. A great achievement for a first-time director on making such a great film with very minimum dialogue, and it worked well. And a lot of that is due to the performances by the entire cast. John Krasinski was able to get a performance by each actor and actress with minimum dialogue, like I said earlier, and all of them were just as powerful as if they were actually talking. Especially Emily Blunt. There's a couple scenes where something happens, you're like, ooh, and it's wonderful. The relationship between the father, who is played by John Krasinski, and his daughter, who is played by Millicent Simmons, was very powerful. And with that said, guys, I'm gonna do it. This is gonna be the first time this has ever happened. A 5 out of 5 Fernies. Definitely my favorite movie of the year.
There was an idea
to bring together a group of remarkable people.
To see if we could become something more.
So when they needed us, we could fight the battles
that they never could.
Avengers Infinity War is directed by Joe and Anthony Russo and stars Robert Downey Jr., Chris Hemsworth, Josh Brolin, Chris Evans, and 50 billion other people. This was hands down my most anticipated movie of the year. It is the culmination of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I came out loving this movie. Now I gotta talk about Thanos. Thanos is definitely the best villain the MCU has ever had. And a lot of that is due to his motivation and what he's trying to do. Because you could kind of see from his perspective on where he's coming from. Because he sees that his home planet fell apart because the population was so big that it ended up destroying itself. And he wants to try and stop that from happening to the whole universe by genocide. And it was absolutely awesome to see all these characters reunite again or meeting each other for the first time. And I thought a lot of the characters that met each other for the first time, like I'll use Iron Man and the Guardians of the Galaxy for example, that relationship was so fun to watch on screen. And just seeing them fight together to to stop Thanos. It was awesome. It was like you're playing with your action figures. It was just so fun to watch. But the biggest issue that I had with this movie though was that there's so many things happening at once that you couldn't take a breather. Like it just kept on going. Oh, so this is happening in Wakanda. So this is happening with Thor or Thanos or something. Kept on going and going and going, and it just felt overfilling. So that said, guys, I absolutely love this movie, and I'm gonna give this movie a 4.6 out of 5 Fernies. Absolutely loved Avengers Infinity War.
My name's Cable. I'm here for the kid.
What? The kid?
Move or die.
Kids give us a chance to be better than we used to be. He needs you.
You're a lot smarter than I look.
Deadpool 2 is directed by David Leitch and stars Ryan Reynolds. To start things off, I was really anticipating this movie because I love the original Deadpool, and this movie did not disappoint. I really enjoyed watching this movie. Ryan Reynolds again is brilliant as Deadpool. The comedy holds up from the first one. I did think the comedy in the first Deadpool was a little bit better than this one because I thought there was ones that landed flat, but that's bound to happen with a lot of movies that have comedy in it. I still think that the chemistry between Wade Wilson and Vanessa still held up from the first one. It was still believable throughout the whole entire movie, and basically is the driving force of the film. And some of the supporting characters such as Colossus, I think Colossus was better in this movie than in Deadpool 1. I thought he was hilarious in this film. Russell, who was played by Julian Dennison, I did enjoy his character a lot, but I thought at moments, especially in the beginning where you get introduced into his character, I thought he was a bit annoying, but I got over it as time went on. Cable I thought was really good in the movie, but there's some things that they did with his character that I didn't really like. Josh Brolin did play him really good though. So with that said, guys, I'm going to give Deadpool 2 a 3.8 out of 5 Fernies.